Hey, I'm Jillian Rose Reed, and I've been obsessed with design my entire life. Now I invite you to tag along as I explore some seriously unconventional spaces. We're talking everything from container homes to cutting-edge 3D printed marvels, architectural tree houses, a mini hobbit home, and much, much more, all with its own unique vibe. I'm on a mission to find out what makes living in the extraordinary so irresistible. This is Alt Home. From A-frames to post and beam, houses come in all shapes, sizes, and styles. This one is pretty unique as it was built inside of a Quonset hut. If you're wondering what that is, we're about to find out. I'm pretty familiar with the desert, but driving up to this property was crazy. I mean, we're in Joshua Tree, California, which is a place that kind of looks like Mars anyway, and you see this giant structure off in the distance. It's kind of mind-blowing. Hi, I'm Jillian.
Very nice to meet you. I'm Chris.
Nice
Welcome.
to meet you, Chris. Thank
Welcome
you for having me. Wow, this is absolutely stunning. Hi, I'm Jillian.
Hi, Duane. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Duane. So let's talk about who owns the house, who designed the house, what are your roles?
Sure. So I'm Chris. I'm the owner here, and I found Duane online, 100 Mile Home, back in, 2018 or 19, and asked him if he was available for a design project because I liked his aesthetic, and fortunately he was available for the time. So this guy's been the visioneer to help manifest this concept.
Which is called a Quonset home.
Quonset hut, Quonset house, yes.
What does that mean?
Well, I think it's like a silo, barn, garage.
It's generally a prefab structure that's constructed of this corrugated metal that you see outside here, and it creates the structure of the building itself. So there's no framing and things like that. The whole structure is that metal sheeting. Yeah, so it's super economical. It's used on farms a lot as a very typically utilitarian structure, not typically for residential.
So I bought this property in 2017, came out to the desert, fell in love with Joshua Tree, and I said, you know what, let's just find some land out in the desert, found 15 acres for $15,000. I couldn't believe it.
What?
That was, $15,000 for 15 acres. Here, this majesty here. Yeah. So I said, you know what? I can buy some land in the desert and I can do whatever I want on my own land, right? So I said, you know what? I talked to a couple buddies. Said, oh, you should put a boat in the desert. I said, yeah, of course. That's a great idea, but when are we going to put it in? Keep it from the sun, from vandalism. So my other buddies said, why don't you just put it in a garage, like a Quonset hut? And so I found Duane. I said, Duane, yeah, I've got this Quonset hut that's in someone's shipping container out here, and I've got this idea. What do we do? And he said, well, let's just put everything inside the hut. So we put a house in this Quonset hut.
Wow, and you said it's actually kind of difficult to make a house out of a Quonset hut.
Yeah, it's designed, typically as just an industrial structure. It doesn't have insulation. It doesn't have room for electrical wiring and HVAC systems and all that. So it's a pretty bare bones structure. So we needed to do a lot to meet code, to meet energy code and insulate it and get electrical systems in and all that. It's a lot of work, yeah.
Well, I just stepped in the door and this already feels so homey. I can't wait to see everything, but there's a little bit of an elephant in the room that I have to address. There's a boat in your house. What? I need to see that.
Sure, yeah, we'll take a tour. We'll hit that along the way.
We'll hit it along the way. We'll hit it along the way. No big deal. All right, let's do it.
Sounds good.
So Chris, tell me about the inspiration for this kitchen.
Sure. I'm trying to embrace the desert ruggedness to just, A, be cost effective and be a little bit more, just like home.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a museum. They have to be concerned about touching or breaking things.
I'm a huge tile fan. The first thing I noticed, other than the boat, was the tile in your kitchen, this beautiful green tile, but you took it all the way up to the hood, which is amazing. I've never seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do the hood in tile, and it is so beautiful. It is so inventive. Chris said he's gonna do a bunch more work in that room. He's gonna add some cool paintings on the wall, some Joshua trees. I can't wait to come back and take a look. Well, I will be back again when you have the Joshua trees drawn on the wall. All right, show me the next part of the house.
Sure. I mean, I guess naturally would be the living room.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so this living room is like the mid-century living room of my dreams. Tell me about your inspiration for this room.
Well, again, in the theme of trying to keep things old and like your grandpa's house, I love mid-century modern because this is a California modern home, I guess, by design.
Right.
Yeah,
So
what would you consider this home?
Desert modern, desert quirky modern, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
Desert
concepts.
quirky
There's
modern.
a lot of things going on.
This home is absolutely gorgeous from top to bottom. It's also really interesting because Chris's style, he likes a lot of different things. I mean, we couldn't really put into words what the exact vibe in here is. It's a little nautical, it's a little mid-century, it's a little tiki, but somehow it works perfectly. This is the true definition of alt home. It's beautiful. I think I have to look at the boat. Can you show me the boat?
Let's go. Let's check it out. I'm very excited.
Oh my God. I'm on a boat, in a house, in the desert. Chris, explain yourself.
Well, obviously, it's too tongue-in-cheek to not do.
Yeah,
Right? I mean-
you just couldn't pass up this opportunity.
And on a property on Saturn Drive, I mean, you know, I'd like to think that was one of the inspirations to buying the property, in addition to being 15 acres with a couple Joshua trees. Like, it's just this cosmic feel that needs an extra level of,
Funky.
yes.
Yes,
You know, it just
you brought the funk.
go on in, right? So what do you do with a boat in the desert? Well, I mean, it can come on and turn into a tiki space, and then kind of keep going into the bow of the boat to make it a little bit more of a cosmic experience. So it's this, you know, just continuous adventure as you step through the house into the bow of the boat. So you can check that out in due time if you'd like.
Wow, can't put it on the water, but you can put it in the sand, apparently.
But now it's laid to rest here in its final cosmic resting place here.
I love it. Did you also do all of the design inside? I'm sensing a tiki theme here.
Yes, yeah. So this was, you can see the steering wheel behind you. The floor was probably where the bar top is. So we took out the floor, took out the engines, all the gas tanks, just opened this up so that it wasn't as constrained, because I was going to try and keep the original, like, you know, nautical cabin feel. Was very, very, very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So the team decided to just open this up, and I think it really does help to make this a much more continuous, free, open, but still closed off space.
So you guys brought the boat in. Tell me about bringing it in.
So there was a lot of 3D modeling, a lot of 3D CAD to start with, where we modeled the mezzanine and the stairs that come up, and we knew that the boat would fit pretty much precisely where we wanted it to be. So then the builder and we collaborated a lot to just make sure, you know, the timing of everything. And yeah, before the windows went out on the far side of the building, the boat slid in beautifully, and it's in its final resting place. It moved in, and it's just kind of stayed here. Yeah.
So it moved in, and then you guys did all of the work on the
And then-
interior.
Exactly.
of the boat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The drywall was done, but then before those final windows went in, we moved the boat in.
It is absolutely stunning. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm just completely speechless. Do you live here year round?
Might make that happen eventually. It's
Why
very quiet
wouldn't
out
you?
here.
Never leave this boat,
I know.
Chris.
It hurts to leave every time I do head back home to San Diego.
But now you get to wake up every morning feeling like the coolest guy in the whole world.
Yep.
Well, I do normally, but I mean, this really helps put the cherry on top.
Right. It's amazing.
That's my own personal opinion. That's all.
Well, I am just so curious about this entire space. I mean, you live by the ocean, but you've got a boat in the desert. I'm a little bit mind blown right now. I want to check out the loft, but first, do you mind if I just explore the boat a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. That's what it's here for.
All right. This boat in the middle of this house is also like kind of a mini house in and of itself. It's got a kitchen, it's got a little seating area. It's beautifully designed. There's a tiki theme going through the whole thing. There's these beautiful sconces on the wall. I even got to drive it right out of the Quonset hut, if you believe that. This home is absolutely spectacular. Everything that went into getting this boat inside this home, and then on top of it, constructing an upper level to this home, and all of the work that had to go into this architecture of this building is just, I'm a little bit speechless. I've never seen anything like this, and I will never see anything like this again. Oh, wow, what an incredible space. Chris, tell me about the inspiration for this bedroom.
Sure, so again, trying to maintain that theme of somewhat rugged, somewhat industrial, but worked in. Try to maintain as much as I reasonably could with like a mid-century inspired modern look. We opted to go with some higher grade plywood that's been sealed and stained, has a pretty cool psychedelic grain there that's pretty cool. I like the low-lying platform bed so that when we wake up, kind of check out this view out here and see Goat Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's money.
Check out the little big Joshua tree out front there.
You must just wake up happy here all the time, huh?
It's beautiful. When the sun wakes me up, it's a pretty wild pink sunrise in the morning. Right over Little Baghdad out there on 29 Palms.
Wow, it's so beautiful. And this is a big, spacious bedroom.
Yeah.
This is really interesting. I would have never even been able to imagine creating a second story in a structure like this, but it's really awesome. It's spacious, it's bright, and you have room. You don't hit your head, right? The bedroom is a really interesting space to me because you walk up to this second level, you are pretty close to the ceiling, but you're still able to stand all the way up. The room is really spacious, and when you're laying on the bed, all you see in front of you is this gorgeous view of the mountain.
I think our 3D modeling of the whole space and kind of figuring out how much we could take over from the whole volume, leaving enough for the boat and to get the boat into the space allowed us to kind of really maximize the square footage up here. So we really gained a lot of kind of free square footage.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, do you have a bathroom up here?
Yeah, right around the corner here. Want to check it out?
Let's go see it. So this is the coolest bathroom I've ever been in because I've never been inside of a bathroom where I could look at a boat. But I'm also noticing a bit of like a nautical theme up here. So is the boat the inspiration for this bathroom?
Yeah, it's kind of the centerpiece, for lack of a better term. So as much as we want to make a separate space, it's got like a light blue tarnish along the bottom of the boat, so we figured it'd be kind of cool to bring that up into the bathroom here to kind of reflect. It's sort of like swimming pool tile.
Yeah, it really all does kind of come together so beautifully, especially with this gorgeous bathtub. Where'd you find this?
Where did I get this? I got this particular butte, unfinished, tarnished in San Diego. It was in my backyard for like 3 or 4 years.
Who picked out the wallpaper?
There's a lot of white in here, so I figured any opportunity to put some pop-up texture color in would help kind of just...
It elevates the space, and it's just the right amount of pops of color, by the way. Like when you take it in from the bottom and look up, oh my gosh, it just adds that splash exactly where you feel like your eye needs it.
Right.
Are there any spots in this home that I haven't seen yet?
There's one more bathroom, and there's a space behind the boat, which is sort of like a selective, kind of tucked away reading room. Ooh. So if you want to poke your head back there, I'd be happy to show you.
All right, let's check it out.
Scope it out.
Take me to the reading nook. Well, I am very impressed with the way that you guys utilized this space, because what do you put on the other side of the boat in between a wall? But you've created this sweet little conversation reading nook. This is so cool.
It's a nice tucked away area that is a little bit more intimate and still closed off, but still kind of connected to the rest of the space.
Yeah,
over the top here.
Which you make an interesting point, because this is like the one private place in this house.
Surprisingly.
Was that intentional?
Yes. It kind of turned out that way.
Yeah. It's awesome. This home is just shocking and surprising at every single turn.
That's the idea.
I also noticed the gorgeous yellow goldy powder room when you first walk in. Tell me about that bathroom.
So it's, I want it to be golden. I want it to be extraterrestrial. We're on Saturn.
The wallpaper that you chose for that bathroom literally has people being beamed up by UFOs and aliens hiding in the bushes. Well, this has been absolutely incredible, both of you. Thank you so much for allowing me in this space.
Thanks for coming.
It's been so amazing to see what you do.
Thanks so much, But, this house, as Chris said, is connected to the grid. I've got another house, if you want to see. It's completely off-grid. All self-contained electricity, septic, water. Yeah.
It's close by?
It is.
Okay, we're going to the off-grid house. Ugh, I am just so in love with this property. I cannot wait to see what Duane's gonna show me next.
Let's go.
I mean, where even are we right now? This is the true definition of off-grid. So Duane, this home is completely off-grid. It is solar powered. Can you explain what off-grid actually means?
It means that you're not connected to any of the utilities. So we're not connected to any of the typical power grid. We're not connected to a municipal sewer system, and we're not connected to a municipal water supply. So no utilities at all involved.
So what drives someone to live in a home that is completely off-grid?
Some people do it for sustainability reasons. They want to be completely self-sufficient. Some people do it because there are actually no utilities. So in this case, there are no power lines around. So it wasn't impossible to actually connect to the grid. So in this case, we actually had to be off-grid.
Wow. And I mean, not to mention the 360 views that you get in a home like this, because going off-grid means that you can kind of go anywhere in nature.
Exactly. You can be in the middle of the forest somewhere. You can be in the middle of the desert like we are here and not have to rely on all those utilities.
Wow. Well, it's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to check out more. Can you give me a little tour?
Absolutely.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do it.
Duane, this is a kitchen out of my dreams. I'm loving the concrete countertop, the Zellage tile, the cabinets are beautiful, but I have a question. I don't see any appliances in this kitchen. Where's the fridge?
That's the trick. So because the kitchen is part of the big living space, we wanted to hide as much as possible. So this wall of cabinetry becomes kind of a piece of furniture in the house. So when you're looking from the living room at the kitchen, you don't see anything. That's the trick. So if you open up the drawer right behind you, that one right there, yep, that is the dishwasher. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a dishwasher. That is amazing.
And then if you open the door to your right, one more, that is the fridge. So it's, again, just a little compact 24-inch wide fridge, and there's a freezer below as well if you open that door.
So the kitchen is like to die for. It is so beautiful. But what's really cool is that Duane has hidden the appliances in these drawers that look like cabinets. So yeah, you know that you're in the kitchen, but you really just feel like you're in another living space in the house. It is so beautiful. Okay, well, I'm in love. I will be moving in. Can we check out the living room?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So a lot of people come to the desert to find peace, tranquility, quiet from the busy city of Los Angeles. And I gotta say, sitting right here in this stunning living room, that's what I'm feeling with these views. I mean, talk about what went into, design-wise, how to capture the best view of the desert.
So our stock plan for this cabin has windows in certain locations, but when we site it for each specific location, we do vary the window locations to capture views. And this cabin in particular, looking out this way across through the kitchen is an amazing landscape of mountains in the distance and Joshua trees and the whole desert experience. It's just super serene. And then looking this way, we're on the top of a hillside, but it's also in a valley. So you get a mountain in the distance, but you also have this sense of being kind of protected and private because you're on the top of a hill.
You look this way and you feel like you're the only one on the planet.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow, it's beautiful. And I'm also noticing, I know you said that these couches were custom designed. These are big boys. I feel like if you have guests here, you can sleep on these.
Absolutely, nice catch. These are just custom designed and custom made by us, and they're intended to be twin beds. So these are sized as a twin mattress, and the cabin comes with twin sheets. So if you have a couple of guests, they can sleep in the living room, and it saves having to have that extra guest room that nobody ever uses, right?
Wow, and once again, just the open space, the white, the use of natural wood. This space feels so big and open and bright, but yet so calm and cozy at the same time.
Yeah, cozy is a big word for us. We love spaces that feel comfortable and like home. Like you can walk into it and feel like you could live there any day. Yeah.
Wow.
I love window seats myself, and this seat in particular is perfect for that. You can kind of curl up there, look out the window, and just feel the whole desert experience around you.
I can imagine stargazing is pretty spectacular here.
It is, particularly from the bedroom here.
Ooh, okay, let's go check it out. Oh, wow, this is the absolute definition of serenity. Look at this skylight. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful during the day with the clear blue skies here in the desert, but also at night, it's amazing for stargazing and looking at the moon. Yeah.
You can stargaze pretty much from any room in this property, but the bedroom, it has that window right above the bed, and Duane said you can stay there and just watch the moon rise overhead. What a dream. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. This room also feels very cozy and like you're just ready to kind of move in and just like sink in this bed and just bask in this daylight. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, there were secrets in the kitchen. Is there anything secret in this room?
There is, actually. So actually throughout the house, you probably haven't noticed any like AC grills or anything like that. So we actually have mini splits. So each room has its own mini split AC system. And here you can see it hidden in the millwork. So top and bottom, there are the vents, and the unit is actually in the wall behind the closet. So you don't have any of those mini splits on the walls, and you also don't have any kind of vents all over the place. So.
And I can imagine having each room have its own little system is beneficial for being out here in the desert. It gets quite hot out here, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And then you can control each room separately. So during the day when you need it in the living room, you can keep the living room cooler, keep the bedroom a little bit warmer. So it's a little more efficient.
That's great.
Especially off-grid, you want that energy efficiency for sure.
It's so beautiful, just the use of white and tan and natural wood throughout the home. But I did notice as we were coming in here that you have something a little bit different going on in the bathroom. There's a colored tile on the floor that seems to match the kitchen. Is that true?
It's true, yeah. We use this Zallige tile, as you noted, in the kitchen, and we use the same pink Zallige tile in the bathroom, as well as a few other colors to bring in some of the desert coloration. So there's a pink, which is kind of a desert rose color. There's a white, there's a natural, which is very much the color of the sand out here. And then there's this dark green, which shows up in some of the desert plants as well. And it's an attempt to bring the outside in that bathroom where you don't really see outside that much. And also just to make this feel just a little more at one with the landscape.
And you literally did bring the outside in, because talk to me about the bathroom vanity.
Yeah, the vanity, the material may look a little bit familiar. It's the same as the siding material outside. So we actually did have some leftover siding and thought what a nice way to bring the outside material inside and make this feel a little more indoor-outdoor.
I also noticed that there's a nice patio out there. So can we go look at that and kind of talk a little bit more about the exterior?
Let's do it.
Cool.
So the really cool thing about this door, it doesn't open just that far, it's all the way.
Oh, that is absolutely spectacular. This is where I would spend all of my time. I mean, look at this gorgeous view.
Yeah.
There's so many little secrets in the house, from the hidden appliances to this door right behind me that I thought was a window the entire time I was inside until Duane opened the whole thing. I mean, that is the definition of indoor-outdoor living.
And it opens the inside out, so you get that kind of real California indoor-outdoor experience.
Oh my gosh, I can just imagine like cooking in the kitchen, coming out here, having dinner, watching the sunset. I told you, I'm moving in. Okay, so I want to talk about the exterior of this house. Can you talk a little bit about what this is made of and how it's sustainable?
Absolutely, yeah. So the siding material in particular is a thermally modified pine. It is made similar to a heat-treated wood that is treated just with heat in a vacuum, so there's no chemicals used to preserve it. And once it's installed, that's it. It's not sealed, there's no maintenance required. So it's super low maintenance, and because there are no chemicals or anything used and no finishes used, it's incredibly environmentally sustainable.
That's gotta be one on a long list of sustainability in this home. Can you kind of walk me through like what is in this house?
Sure, absolutely. So in addition to all the off-grid stuff that we have, which makes it very sustainable, including the septic and the solar and the well, all of the materials we use in all of our construction actually are generally very green. So we use only FSC certified lumber, including the roof decking and the beams, down to all of the furniture and interior finishings. I'm vegan myself, so we don't actually source anything that comes from any animal products. So we don't use wool, we don't use leather, we don't use down in our cushions. So all of the materials inside are also sustainable.
Okay, so we know this home is completely off-grid, but for somebody who might not know what that means or what goes into it, run me off the checklist of things that are in this home.
Sure. One of the big first things is power. You know, we're here in the middle of the desert, there are no power poles around. There's no electric service, so we have to be off-grid with solar here. You can also do wind power. We chose to do solar here. So that's collecting the power. You need somewhere to store that power. So the second thing is batteries. So we have a bank of batteries on the side of the house to store that power, which gets you through the night. So when there's not a lot of sun like this during the day, you have power at night. Third thing is septic. So to handle all that waste coming from the bathroom and the kitchen, we have a septic system, which a lot of homes have. There's also water, another big important thing, and in the desert particularly. So we have a well here. It's about 450 feet deep, but it does get us water as much as we need. And then the fifth thing is propane. So here we have a gas fireplace, we have gas cooking, we have a gas dryer, and we have gas hot water heating. So those things all require propane. Because we are off-grid, and so we have a propane tank that it gets filled every few months.
This home is completely off the grid. It is 100% sustainable. Everything is made from sustainable or vegan products. This home is truly a work of art, and Duane did such a good job bringing nature from the inside to the outside to really create this kind of open indoor-outdoor living that you really want when you're here in California, and specifically here in the desert. And it's as simple as that to live off-grid. Duane, this has been absolutely amazing. Your home is so stunningly beautiful. I'm moving in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow, I am so in love with this property. I love the desert. I love being here in Joshua Tree. When you're in this home, you just get this feeling of peace and quiet and serenity, and being here really makes you feel recharged. I love it. I'm moving in. Duane?